Hello nerds of the universe, and welcome to Nerd Talk. This isn't a theory video, it's not about Star Wars or Marvel or a tiny talk or anything like that. This is a video all about what my future projects are going to be and how I'm moving forward with my channel now. For those of you who have been watching for a while, you know I've been covering a lot of Star Wars stuff. The last video I posted was the video about the Ahsoka series and how I think it's going to be super important. So if you haven't seen that, please go check it out. And in that video, I did say that that would be my last video until The Bad Batch came out. And obviously, The Bad Batch came out already when I had posted that video. So I know, I tried to get that video out before The Bad Batch release, but it just didn't work, and there were just a lot of delays. So, sorry that it had to come out like that, but I promise videos will be getting more frequent now. Starting now, videos will be coming out a lot more often. So thank you guys so much for staying with me and not unsubscribing, because I really appreciate it. And I very much promise you more videos will be coming soon. But today we are going to be talking about my future projects. So I did say I was going to move on from Star Wars for a little bit. It's not done forever. I know The Bad Batch came out, and I do have a theory on that, and that will be coming out soon. I hope it's going to be a really good one. I also want to talk about Marvel more, so I want to move on from Star Wars a bit and talk about Marvel. The thing is, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I am not going to be talking about. And there's a reason for that, and I will tell you that at the end of the video, but I will not be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but that does not mean I'm not going to do Marvel stuff. I loved WandaVision, and I loved a lot of the new Marvel trailers coming out, and I'm definitely going to cover as much Marvel stuff as I can, whether in tiny talks or in full-length videos. So please hang on for things like that, because they are very soon to come. Another thing that I want to start talking about is Minecraft, actually. And that might seem a little weird, but Minecraft actually has a very extensive, deep, and rich lore to it. And with the new Minecraft 1.17 update coming this summer and then this winter, there's going to be a lot to talk about with lore and stuff regarding the Warden and other things like that. And theorists like MatPat from Game Theory have actually covered a lot of Minecraft lore. However, personally, I don't like a lot of his theories about Minecraft and also about Star Wars. Some of them are good, but I personally think that my Minecraft theories fit better, especially my Star Wars theories, because, oh gosh, his Star Wars theories are just, But anyway, there's a lot to cover with Minecraft, and I'm really excited to get into it. Another thing I want to talk about is the Scp Foundation. This is actually a very unknown area of culture when it comes to creepypastas and things like that. For those of you who don't know, the Scp Foundation is a fictional universe. The SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. The Scp Foundation is dedicated to securing, containing, and protecting anomalous objects, places, and entities that defy the laws of physics and nature. And these creatures and entities are of utmost interest to the Scp Foundation. There are thousands of entities like this that you yourself can create. I know I'm going to be creating some SCPs soon, which I'm very excited for, because I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to talk about the Scp Foundation. There are a few SCPs that you're probably already familiar with, and you don't even know it because they're just so popular, but the Foundation doesn't get a lot of attention. These SCPs are SCP-173, SCP-049, SCP-079, SCP-682, SCP-096, and so many more. There are so many games based off the SCP Foundation, so many short films, fan-made stuff. It's really, really, really cool, really creepy. It can be creepy, it can be just cool and interesting. There's a lot of cool stories around the Scp Foundation, so I highly recommend you go to their wiki and look it up, and if you want to create something yourself, you can set up an account and do that yourself as well. Another thing I might want to talk about is the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's is a very popular game right now, especially since Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is coming out, but it's very hard to keep up with the lore because of how convoluted it is. MatPat from Game Theory and John from FNAF are really the pros when it comes to things like Five Nights at Freddy's lore, so I think I'll leave that to them for the most part, but I do have some Five Nights at Freddy's theories, so maybe I will do some of those. Another thing I'm looking forward to in the future is gaming. I do want to start gaming, and that's a bit of a behind-the-scenes project that I'm not going to tell you guys too much about right now. But when I do start gaming, I want to play things like Minecraft and Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Doom Eternal, maybe even Resident Evil Village that just came out, which I might make my own theories about that universe as well, because the Resident Evil universe is really, really cool. And don't forget to subscribe, because at 100 subscribers, there is a special video that I'm going to be releasing, and it's going to be really cool, and I think you guys are going to like it very, very much. And now I'm going to talk about why I am not going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And it really just comes down to politics, guys. Now, if you guys have been watching for a while, you know that I've talked about politics in the form of me saying that I don't want to talk about politics. And that would be okay for Falcon and the Winter Soldier if it was kind of just a back theme and it wasn't really a forward-driving theme and I could get around it, but I really can't get around it. It's kind of the whole theme of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And that doesn't mean I disagree with the political points that they make. It doesn't mean that I agree with the political points that they make either. I'm trying to make my political views as seamless as possible. I don't want anybody to know, because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable in this channel. This is a safe space for everybody. Nothing should be politically driven. And the reason that I'm upset about Falcon and the Winter Soldier going political is that the Marvel team did come out and say that they're going to be doing more of these things, which is really upsetting to me. And the reason it's upsetting to me is because there is a difference, a very distinct difference, between putting your politics into your creation and putting your creation into your politics. Let me explain. In Spider-Man PS4 2018, Spider-Man fought alongside cops all the time because cops didn't have any political controversy around them. So it was okay for them to put cops in the game. But in the PS5 Miles Morales Spider-Man game, they couldn't put anything in there because it would cause some political controversy. So cops were strangely left absent from the game. However, it did not create a huge discrepancy, and it didn't hinder the story at all. Spider-Man in the comics was always sort of a solo figure who didn't really get much help from other superheroes, which is why he was such an easy target for his villains. There is even a side quest in that game where you can find a Black Lives Matter mural in the city with a suit that is entirely dedicated to the cause. However, it is completely optional, meaning that if you do not want to find it, you don't have to find it. And the entire story of the game is not politically driven at all. There is no politics inside it at all, or big political force driving the story forward. So it was completely okay, and everybody could enjoy it. However, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they put their creation into their politics. Instead of making a political statement in subtle hints like they've done in the past, or in posts to their community, which is open to everybody, they instead created an entire show around their political bias. And that really turns off a lot of fans to the series, and I feel like it's going to cause problems for Marvel in the future. So far, Star Wars has refrained from doing that since the sequels. The sequels got very political, and Star Wars fans really hated the sequels more than Marvel fans would dislike something like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And since then, Disney has moved on in the Star Wars universe to things like Mandalorian and The Bad Batch, which have not been political in any way. And I really think that's thanks to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who just know what Star Wars fans really want, and it's not politics. I wish Marvel had something like that. I continue to hope that they will see the errors of their ways, and if they don't make it political, I'll cover it, and you can come over to Nerd Talk and hear all of my theories about it. But with that, nerds of the universe, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. Again, a lot of upcoming stuff, a lot of really great theories that I'm ready to make with you guys. And if you have theories, please put them in the comments, because I read those comments every day, and there are theories that people have that I'm like, yes, of course, I'll do that. I'll do those theories with you. And I'm really excited to do those things with you guys. So I think I've covered everything, and I think that's the end of this video. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, nerd out.